Okay, I feel like yapping about plants again, so let's go. I was left this plant by my great aunt. The family kind of has a brown thumb. No offense, guys, I love you. But I was really grateful to get it. She was pretty burnt up when I first got her. Her leaves are brown, so little do they know I cut all those off and let all the new growth take over, which is why she looks so much better right now. But this calathea gave me the confidence to get one of my dream calatheas. It is a calathea musica, I think. Musaica? Something like that. I think it's musaica. But the leaves on this are just so precious, and it's ironic because my great aunt always said that this plant made her think of feathers. That's what my grandma said. But this one really does look like little feathers. It came in great shape. To be honest, I microdose my plants when I water them, and I think I just shocked a couple of these plants, which makes me sad, but we live and we learn. Calatheas are decently hardy from what I know, and as long as they get the water. But I made an oopsie. But it's gorgeous. And then, in honor of my birthday plant that I celebrate with every year, I got this tri-colored camo plant. Do you guys remember when these were so just sought after? I'm so grateful that I have one, and I just hope that I do okay. My birthday plant would care to argue that I know how to treat an Algomia. Is a baby. Once again, the little fertilizer oopsie was on my part. I'll probably do monthly microdosing with them or bi-weekly, we'll see, and kind of flush out the soil for a while before I actually fertilize them. Because this was just the microdosing, like, I don't... They're also from Florida. This awesome Etsy seller, I'll pull up their page. I forget, I think it's Wishlist Foliage, I think. But that's where I got all these little baby plants from. This is the third one that I ordered. I love a good Hoya, but this is a Hoya mint. So she'll get these beautiful little freckles of dark green and keep this just majestic silvery green color that I love. Oh, mints are so cool. I wish I could get a mint monstera. It's one of my goal plants too. But she's been kicking it. They've all been upstairs with me. The reason why I glow kind of pinkish is because I have plant lights. I'm sharing this room, well, it's the basement, with my plants. And I have these nice plant lights. And a bunch of plants in front of me right now I'm looking at. You guys might recognize the wall from my last plant video I filmed on the other side of the room though. Just against the plastered wall. But I do love my new background, it's so me. And when I ordered these 3 plants, she threw in a freebie plant. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a polka dot plant, maybe a friendship plant. I don't remember the actual name for them. I'll try. I'm gonna try my best. But I know they would do better in like a terrarium, which it's almost tempting to set one up with you guys, and maybe we could have it like somewhere in my background, or even like right here would be kind of cool. A little inconvenient for my elbow, but yeah, they gifted me a freebie when I ordered those. They do winter shipping, and when they came in, they looked way better than they do now. I actually feel kind of guilty that I did that. We got some slight yellowing happening, a little bit of burnt edges, which makes me think that I just shocked the roots. They still have to adjust though. I really love plants, and every time my birthday rolls around, even though it's September and it's not prime plant hunting season around here, I just have to get a couple of plants. Hence why too, Etsy. So grateful. I'm so sorry I ordered during hurricane season. I feel really guilty about that, but I'm so grateful they came in great shape. You guys probably noticed my little cutting over here in this cool jar. Love this jar. So this is another family heirloom kind of plant. This was a cutting off of Dan's grandma's huge Hoya carry-eye. It spread all over her kitchen. It was gorgeous. Well, it is gorgeous, and I am hoping that with enough time and dedication, this one will also branch out and go crazy. But like I said, I love a good Hoya. I've never had a carry-eye before, and the roots are just starting to come in. I got a good clip of them. I need darker background. A good clip of them on Snapchat. I'll just put that clip in here, probably. But I'm so happy. It's got little feet. Those roots are coming in nice. I've been waiting and waiting. I used root cutter. The other cutting off here is just a little piece of pothos that I didn't want to just chuck, so I threw it in there. It's not doing the best though. I am so excited for all these babies. I love them so much. You can probably hear Scotty in the background. I didn't bring the cats with me and they're mad about it, so I apologize for that. If y'all have any advice at all, I'd be very grateful for some 2 cents, especially on this friendship polka dot plant. It's like the red one. I know they come in different colors too, like a Fittonia almost. Can I treat it like a Fittonia? Will it act like a Fittonia? I have questions. I should do some research, to be honest. I feel like the biggest mistakes anyone can make is watering. Watering can be a blessing and a curse, but personally, with small pots like this, I pay attention to them, but once a week, I try and make sure they get a sip if the soil feels real light. No, I'll just throw some tips in too, I guess, from what I've learned over the years. Yeah, taking care of plants in my late teens was one of the best hobbies ever. I love it. Dan might be home. But really, there are plants that will do well with anybody's care depending on what you want to do. There are plants that don't need as much water, and then there are plants that need a lot of water. And depending on what kind of soil you put them in, you can wait to water them a little longer or have to water them more regularly if you're into super hover mom mode, that is. Calatheas are so pretty. Yeah. Soon, he'll have your job soon. Drink slave. You're not gonna sit with me, you can run and get me coffee!
That's good though.
Oh, well that one did.
I'm not ready to show off.
Oh, I could talk about the sensor though too. That's a good point. I was running out of things to yap about, and it was only like 5 minutes in. I was sitting here like, oh.
Don't eat me. That's cannibalism.
Act 2. Act 2.
This is a family channel.
No, it's not. I specifically mark it's not made for kids on my account. It's not made for kids, bitch. We partying. Why are you letting Kermit the Frog yell at you?
I was picturing him in a gimp suit, but to each their own.
What the fuck? Oh my god! You wiped my kiss off!
Did I?
You monster!
It reannoyed me. That's an item, but you only did half of it.
Want the other one too? Alright. Oh,
And you're supposed
still
to rest
coming
it on
off.
your head. And you shield it. Alright. I love it.
I love you. Get out of here. You ruined my audio quality, you monster playing with bags. Screaming. Point prove it.
What does chat think?
There is no chat. I'm not live. Thank you, Dan, for that wonderful halftime show. Calathea care. So I feel like any starter plant owner that wants to get into plants, this one is a good one if you mother your plants a lot. If you're paying attention, crispy leaves can be a sign that your humidity is low. Moisture in the soil can be low. Maybe the temp in your house too. They don't like drafts. So if you have like a nice I'd put it in like a south-facing window if you had to. I use plant lights, and I leave the plant light on for 12 hours a day, and she loves it. She absolutely thrives. She's like this far under it, and it's at an angle a little bit, but bright direct sunlight is what they recommend for these guys. Now, that being said, I do have a Hoya here, so we'll talk about if you don't want to water your plants as much. So maybe cactuses for you haven't worked out in the past. Maybe you've overwatered them, haven't given them enough light so they start stretching towards the window. Maybe they've never flowered and you bought it with a flower and you want it to flower again. With these guys, water, once again, can be a blessing and a curse all at once. She could not go a month without water, but these guys can handle those drought moments. Maybe you're really busy. Maybe you just forget sometimes. That's okay too. It happens. I've killed plenty of plants in my life before I finally found my footing and what kind of plants I like to keep. These are two prime examples. Not so much the calathea. I just got back into keeping calatheas because I had a roommate that killed mine by literally, it was on the back of the toilet and they were a little intoxicated and smashed their hand down on it. And it made me really sad because it was my first one and it was pushing out new leaves and it liked the spot a lot. But yeah, I just couldn't bring myself to get a new calathea after that and tell her, thank you because you're beautiful and I love it here. Another bright side to Hoya is maybe you like really nice flowers, some fragrant ones. So these Hoyas actually produce flowers pretty frequently if you water them and give them the right light. I've seen people who get a flower every year. Personally, I don't know, maybe I don't water my Hoyas enough to get flowers because I've never had them flower. I know, I'm sitting here like, if you like flowers, chances are it's just I need to increase the light and the water just a little bit. They're all happy. They produce growth all the time. And I'm just really grateful for this carry eye. She has silver freckles too. I think it's called a splash variegation when they do that. It's so nice. She's so new. And if you have trouble caring for plants because you don't know what they mean, and then you freak out and you do this research and you can't figure out what exactly is wrong, they make plant sensors too. Now, if you just buy, I think this is the Flora sensor or something like that. My boyfriend actually bought it, Dan. You saw him earlier. But this sensor lets us know, I'll put a little screenshot up because it's really cool actually, but it lets us know if they're getting a good amount of light throughout the course of the day, if their soil, moisture, if they need food, if they have too much food, which is what this sensor is reading for the Scalathea. But personally, I love checking them just regularly. I still check the soil even if I read them, even if this meter is reading a certain way on my phone, I'll still personally check the soil. There has been a few flop moments where it says the soil moisture is fine, but when I lift up the pot, it's physically light. It's so dry. We can't be having that with calatheas especially. And she's been doing great. The sensor was in her pot originally, but I figured we'd just see where I'm going wrong with the sensor. And I'm gonna just keep following its guidelines. I've been keeping these calatheas together because she likes the spot she's in, so I figured this one would too. And of course, when you order plants online, always work the plant up to the amount of light. So the first handful of days, I had them in this cute little, it's got an open back, so you can set them in there. But this cute mini greenhouse, I just had them sitting here and pulled them way far back from the light so they were getting just a lick of it so the humidity and stuff would stay. And before I put this meter in, I also have one of these. It's just made for jars for gardening, gardening, but It works for everything. It shows you the humidity and the temperature. And it is fall right now where I live, and things are getting colder, so I imagine that's taking effect on the plants in the house too. And these little babies. Oh, these poor babies. I'm sorry, we'll get through this, I promise. Mwah. And I hope I can inspire you to go down your plant hole. It's different than a rabbit hole, I'll tell you what. It's cozy. Your its will like it. I do just need to recommend Jenna Marble's plant video though. That, I had been keeping plants for a handful of years, but then she put out that video and it just made me so happy. And I think it made my obsession even more real at that point. It's like my idol. She likes plants too. If you have any questions, tips, or tricks, I'd love to hear them in the comment section down below. I just want to say thank you guys so much for ever watching even a single one of my videos. It really means the world to me. I'm trying. I'm sorry I'm not so, I'm sorry I'm not someone that posts every single day. It's just, burnout is harsh sometimes and you gotta take a moment to breathe. It's okay. Even roots need to dry out. Don't overwater your plants. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me yap. Reminder that memberships are open if you're interested in that kind of thing. So far, I haven't posted really anything on there. I should start doing that. But it's just to show your support towards me. I'm not asking you to. You really don't need to if you don't want to. But yeah, I'll see you all later, I guess. Bye!